Saints are the product of grace and not good works or church policy. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. My name is Chris Bailey. Part number 4 of this 5-part series, the churches of Philippi and Colossae. We're looking at God's work and God's calling on Paul and his people. And it's interesting that when Paul is talking about the church and folks who are following Christ, he calls them saints. But be careful, because these are saints, not because of their good, but because of God's grace. Before we keep going, thanks again for watching. If you could, like this video, make sure you watch it till the end. That helps other people find it, and subscribe to the channel. And we'd like to come where you are. We're here in Lubbock, Texas, on the campus of Texas Tech. So we'd like to be where you are too. To get that started, just send us an email, contacttechangeministry.org. When I think of saints and Saint so-and-so or Saint such and such, that title is usually one that's ascribed to someone because of the church or an institution that's given them that title. But that's not what Paul is saying here when he's referring to the saints in the church at Philippi and Colossae. See, when you go back and look at Philippians chapter 1, it says, Paul and Timotheus, the servants of Jesus Christ, to all the saints in Christ, which are at Philippi, with the bishops and deacons. Paul says all of the saints, but what makes them saints? Saints in Christ. Sainthood in the eyes of God is the state or the status of a sinner making the decision to accept the gospel message. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done, when you come to God through Jesus Christ, he no longer sees you, but he sees what Jesus has done. And because of what Jesus has done is perfect in Christ, so are we. So Paul makes it very clear. Saints are souls in Christ. But he doesn't stop there. He says down in Philippians chapter 1:7, even as it is meet for me to think this of you all, because I have you in my heart, inasmuch as both in my bonds and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel, ye are all partakers of my grace. Paul says you're partakers of my grace. Whatever you have, whatever picture you have of Paul, anyone who really understands his testimony, remember, he went from Saul to Paul. That was the work of Christ. It was his encounter that he has that allows him now to be opened up and for all the sins that he's done to be atoned for. He's not Saul anymore, but he's Paul. Paul is saying that you all are drinking the same thing I am. You're eating from the same plate that I am, and it's the plate of grace. And because of it, they too, in the eyes of God, are no less or no greater than Paul. We are saints in Christ. One more verse there in Colossians chapter 1, verse 4. It says, since we heard of your faith in Christ, there it is again, and of the love which you have to all the saints, for the hope which is laid up for you in heaven, whereof you are heard before in the word of the truth of the gospel, which is come unto you, as it is in all the world, and bringeth forth fruit, as it doth also in you, since the day ye heard of it and knew the grace of God in truth. This is exciting. It's amazing to know that Paul is showing us these folks are ordinary people who have happened to put their faith in an extraordinary God. That's what the gospel does. The gospel allows us to be reconnected and to be anointed as not just priests and kings in Christ, but also as saints. So yes, I'm not talking about a church calling you a saint. I'm not talking about a body calling you a saint. I'm talking about being I'm talking about being a born-again, blood-bought Christian. In the eyes of God, you become a part of the saints of God, if you receive the Son of God, Jesus Christ.